Just start. It's that simple. Whatever is going on in your life right now, where you're struggling with it, you putting all these barriers up, all these walls, trying to figure out how to accomplish something, and you trying to put all this effort in just in the thought process and the planning process, and you haven't done any action or done anything to start. Just start. Literally, just do it like Nike. It's that simple. Today's Mama Saint sermon for episode number 4, it's on start. I know you might be feeling stuck right now. You might be feeling stagnant, but something's going to shake. But you got to put in that effort and that actual time into doing whatever it is in front of you. So today, I want you to put start in vertical order. Again, that's start. For S, stop making excuses. Constantly, we always got something going on in our lives. Our family is always pulling us in one direction. Our friends is pulling us in the other. But you allow that energy to be taken away from you. You pour into so many other people's cups that you end up empty yourself. Then when people pour back into you, it seems like it's a hole in it. But actually, at the same time, you just feel like that you're draining. You're trying to figure out what's going on next. You're trying to figure out what's the next move. But that's not what life's about. It's about taking action and actually doing something to get the results you expect. It's that simple. So for start, the S in start, put stop making excuses. And I want you to go to 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 2. 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 2. And it reads, "For he says, in the time of my favor, I heard you, and in the day of salvation, I have helped you. I tell you, now is the time of God's favor. Now is the day of salvation. Not tomorrow, now, this exact moment. Get up and do something." Like, when with God, there is no perfect timing. He already knows how many hairs is on your head. He already knows what's going on in your life. He's got it all aligned out. It's in his plan in due time. But at the same time, you have to start. Faith without works is dead. You can't just constantly say you want to do something when you're not putting any action behind it. I do the same thing. Honestly, I'm guilty of it. I constantly talk about how I want to do something more, or how I want to sell my crib, or how I want to do this next invention or be innovative in some aspect. But I fall short of it because I'm not putting the action in, the requirements of staying up late. I'm not putting stuff in that work, that 9 to 5. What's the work you're putting in beyond that 9 to 5? I might do good at work. I might do good in the gym. But what's that extra emphasis you're putting on? You got 24 hours in a day, the same time that everybody else does. So just start. Stop making excuses. Next for start is T. Time is one thing you can't get back. I know some of us might have seen a movie with Justin Timberlake where it was a movie called In Time, where literally their currency was time. That's how you should look about life. That's all we have. Every time you sell something or every time you buy something, that's a transaction. But think of it in relation to time. Say if you're making $20 an hour, you go to Qdoba, it's $11. You just gave 30 minutes away for that one meal. Was it well worth it? Think about it. Constantly on a daily basis, every time you make a transaction, think about it in regards to time. It'll really change your thought process and your perception on that. But again, for T and start, time is one thing you can't get back. Truly, it's not. So I want you to go to Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 through 16. Again, that's Ephesians chapter 5, verses 15 through 16. And it reads, "Be very careful then how you live, not as unwise, but as wise, making the most of every opportunity because the days are evil." It says making the most of every opportunity, not just some. Constantly we sit there and think, well, maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it the day after that. No, literally, like the Everest commercial. I know y'all might have seen a Motivation Monday about that. Do it now. Get up. Try something new. Do something that's going to be the best version of you and create that and cultivate it. Growth doesn't happen overnight, but it comes from lessons learned and issues and problems that you go through in life. Literally, the person that you are today is defined by the people you were yesterday. So start something and become a better you. Next for start, I want you to put act on it now before it's too late. Again, that's A for start, and that's act on it now before it's too late. There's so many times I'll sit there and talk to Dev. He like, man, I was just talking about that last year. Or man, I was just talking about that 3 years ago. If you don't take action on something, somebody else is going to come out with that same idea. God put that thought into your head for a reason, because he wants you to take action. He wants you to carry that burden. He wants you to put in the effort and make it to a point of where it's cultivated and it's actually a part of life. So when he blesses you with thoughts and ideas, you have to take action on it. But you got to remember, act on it now, because somebody else might come up with it tomorrow. But for that, I want you to go to Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. Again, that's Galatians chapter 6, verse 9. And it reads, "Let us not overcome weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." At the proper time, we'll reap a harvest if we don't give up. You got to keep going. It might be tough, but that's what life happens. Life is going to go on no matter what. You might work your 9 to 5, but at the end of the day, you might have kids at home. You might have a family. You might have something that's going on beyond that. You might want to start a business. All this is constantly going to keep moving. The train don't stop for nobody in life. You got to keep on going. If you're going to hop on, hop on. If not, you can't blame everybody else for all the issues you're allowing to happen in your life. Keep on going. It might be a night where you just get less sleep. You might not be able to go to that party or that function, but it is what it is. It's Saturday night right now. We're recording in Dev's house. I know people out turning up right now. I know I could be with some friends right now, but I'm right here trying to speak to y'all because we're trying to figure out what's going on next in our lives, and we're trying to take action. So this isn't just a message. This is something we're trying to live by. We're trying something new. But remember, act on it now before it's too late. Next, R and start, I want you to put reflect on past mistakes to avoid making them again. Reflect on past mistakes to avoid making them again. So the thing about mistakes is they truly create the person you are today. If you really think about it, you survived your hardest day, if I'm not mistaken, because you're watching this video right now. So understand that even though things get hard, you will truly make it through as long as you keep your eyes on God and you know that whatever is going on is to make the best version of you. He's literally sculpting your armor as we speak. He might have something come up to the point of where you like, God, I really can't do it no more. You just got to give it all to him. But talk to him and let him know, like, truly, God, this is too much for me to carry. A lot of times we just try to keep our head down. We don't know how to delegate. We don't know how to talk to people. We don't know how to communicate. And we struggle with that because we literally put all of the burden on ourselves and we try to carry that load. God literally will carry all that for us. Jesus already carried the Christ for us, the cross for us. So why not give it all to him? Come on now. So reflect on your past mistakes to avoid making them again. For this, I want you to go to Romans chapter 8, verse 28. Romans chapter 8, verse 28. Same thing as I always say. When you get there, say, man, you know. Again, that's Romans chapter 8, verse 28. And it reads, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." I'm going to read it one more time. "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." Not called according to your own purpose, but called according to his purpose. So God really does work mysteriously, because it's crazy. Because sometimes you'll sit there and think, like, man, why did I have to go through that? Out of all people, none of my friends had to endure this. Nobody else had to see this pain. But why did I have to do it? Because God creates strength in struggle. Think about it. He truly will create strength in struggle. He's going to give you a load that he knows you can bear. You might think you can't bear it yourself, but the moment you give it all to him, it'll all truly work out. But everything that you've been through up to this point, it literally created the person you are. So you got to reflect on that. It is what it is. It happened. Don't live in the past. Don't dwell in the past, but embrace the past. Keep on pushing. For T and start, I want you to put talk to God daily. So many times we just fall short of this. It's so simple. Wake up, talk to him. Go to the bathroom, talk to him. Before you eat, talk to him. Like, bless the food. Come on now. It's simple. Things that we take for granted in life, people will literally kill for on a daily basis. So thank God for it. You're breathing. You got 10 toes. You got 10 fingers. If you don't, you got 9. That's better than 5. That's better than 2. Come on, be grateful for what you have. It's literally that simple. So remember, for T, talk to God daily. And for that, I want you to go to Mark chapter 11, verse 24. Again, that is Mark chapter 11, verse 24. And it reads, "Therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it, and it will be yours." It's that simple with God. Just ask. Ask and it shall be given. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be open. Literally, that's it. Just ask. Just like that. With Nike, just do it. Just ask. That's all you got to do. And it doesn't have to be anything deep. It don't gotta be like MLA format, APA format. That's all it is. Just ask. It's that simple. God knows your heart's desires, but the tongue truly does have power. So speak it in existence, manifest it on a daily basis. Put it on the wall. Read it off. Read it off to yourself during your conversation that you should be having with God daily. Talk to him about it. Try to figure out innovative ideas of how to implement it in your life. Life is not easy. We all know that. Last week on Motivation Monday, I was talking about how tired I was because life is just lifing all the time. But you allow the energy that comes into you, you allow that to come into you. If you don't set boundaries, if you don't set borders, if you don't separate those people from your life that shouldn't be in your life in this chapter, it's okay. You can love people from a distance, but acknowledge that. When God is talking to you, listen. Stop ignoring them. Pick up the phone. Pick up the phone, baby. Literally, pick up the phone. But in all of this, you just got to start. That's all it is. It's that simple. Just get up, try something new. You probably listened to this whole video up to this point, but just get up. I challenge you to write down 3 things of what you're struggling with right now. What's truly holding you back? What is the biggest issue in your life right now? And depict it. Literally decipher every single thing. 3 items, 1, 2, 3. This is the reason. Timing, effort, whatever it is in your eyes, write it down. It's that simple. That's Mama Saint Sermon, episode number 4. Appreciate y'all for listening. Peace.